welcome you all back to my series A to Z of English grammar. So, in the last class, we discussed sentences. We talked about the definition. This was followed by classification of sentences. And I told you if you want to classify anything, you need certain bases. Here, sentences can be classified on two bases. What were they? They were meaning and structure. And I told you that a sentence can be divided into 5 types based on meaning. What are they? They are 1. Assertive, 2. Interrogative, 3. Imperative, 4. Optative, and 5th, since there's no space, I'm writing here, 5th one is exclamatory. And on the basis of structure, it can be divided into 3 types. What are they? They are simple, complex, and compound. Fine. Now we are going to discuss them one by one. So till here we had already done yesterday. Without any further ado, we will proceed towards the first part, which is assertive. The first part, which is assertive. Let me change the color. Now, as the name suggests, if you observe the word assert and ending IVE, common adjective suffix IVE, and then the verb to assert, what does the word assert mean? Assert means to say or to state. Now, if you talk about assertive sentences, the sentences that refer to what? Statements. The sentences that refer to statements are called assertive sentences. Mark my word, I repeat, the sentences that refer to statements are called assertive sentences. In simple words, whatever we speak, whatever we say about someone or something, they are all assertive sentences. Now, they can be of 2 types. What are they? An assertive sentence can be of 2 types. They are affirmative and negative. Take up some example. He plays cricket. Negative, he does not play cricket. Here we are talking about he, affirmative, negative. Both can be called assertive sentences. My brother is a doctor. My brother is not a scientist or engineer. Let me repeat. An assertive sentence is a sentence which refer to statements. Now, statements can be both positive, as you can see, or negative. It has another name which is declarative sentences also. It is also called declarative sentences. Remember it because this is very important from reported speech point of view, from voice point of view, one of the most important parts. Fine. Moving on to the next sentence. What's the next one? Next one is interrogative. Interrogative. As the name suggests, again, like we did earlier, let's split it. IVE, common adjective suffix, and then we have interrogate. Add E, interrogate. Now, what is interrogate or interrogative sentence? What is an interrogative sentence? The sentence which is used to interrogate. I repeat, the sentence which is used for interrogation can be called interrogative sentence. Now, what is interrogation? Question. What is interrogation? Question. To interrogate means to question or to ask something or someone something, right? For example, what are you doing here? Who are you? How long has he been waiting for you? They are all interrogative sentences. As you can see, they are beginning with question word, ending on question mark. Now, do all the interrogative sentences begin with question word? No. They are again of two types. Even interrogative sentences are of two types. What are they? Like I said, even interrogative sentences are of two types. The first one is single interrogative. And the second one is double interrogative. You might be wondering, what is single interro and what is double interro? Very easy. All the interrogative sentences that can be answered in one word, that is yes or no, they can be called single interrogative sentences. I repeat, all the interrogative sentences that can be answered in one word or single word, that is either yes or no, they are called single interrogative sentences. At the same time, the interrogative sentences that calls for explanation or detailed explanation, they are double interrogative sentences. Now, how to identify them? It's very easy. All the single interrogative sentences, they begin with helping verb, or you can say auxiliary verb. Whereas double interrogative sentences, they begin with question word oblique question phrases. They either begin with question word who, what, when, where, or question phrases like for how long, at what place, on what date. They are all question phrases. Now, let's take some examples. Is your brother at home? Is your brother at home? If your brother is at home, you're going to say yes. If your brother is not at home, you're going to say no. So what kind of question is this? single interrow. Why? Because this can be answered in one word, that is either yes or no. Now, at the same time, if we talk about double interrow, what is your brother doing at home? Beginning with question word, and this becomes double interrogative. I hope this makes sense and it is clear to you. Yes? Fine. Now let us move on to the next type of sentence. What is that? That is imperative sentence. Imperative sentence or imperative sentences. Now, what are imperative sentences? First of all, let us understand what do you mean by imperative. Imperative literally means very important or something that is of utmost importance. Imperative or very important. Now, what kind of sentences do we have in this very important sentences or imperative sentences? The the sentences that refer to order, comma, request, comma, command, suggestion, prescriptions, or advice, etc. are called what? Imperative sentences. I hope this is making sense. Now again we are going to have two different types of imperative sentences. One is affirmative and the other one is negative. So what's the common structure for affirmative imperative and negative imperative? Let's see. Generally, affirmative structure is V1 plus object plus other word, and negative imperative begins with don't plus V1 plus object plus other word. For example, do it now. Do it now. Please help me. As you can see, do becomes verb, object is it, other words now. What kind of sentence is this? Imperative sentence. Please shows request, help, verb, me, object. What kind of sentence is this? Again, it is imperative sentence. Now, let us look at some negative imperative sentences. Don't stand here. Don't misuse my property. And you can see don't followed by misuse verb followed by my property, which is object. I hope it is making sense to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comments. Let's move on to the next type of sentence. What's the next type of sentence? Next one is optative sentence. What's the next type? Next type is an optative sentence. Now question arises, what are optative sentences? Children always remember whatever we speak, we feel, we think, they are a part of language. If you can express them in words, you can express anything in words or sentences, they are a part of language. So many a time you have seen people wishing blessings or cursing one another. Sometimes, of course, hurling abuses also. So they are also part of sentences only. What kind of sentences are they going to be? They are either going to be optative sentence or optative fragments. So what are optative sentences? We can define an optative sentence. An optative sentence is a sentence that refers to wishes, curses, blessings, or prayers. They usually begin with may. For example, may you live long. They generally end on mark of exclamation. Although they end on mark of exclamation, but they are not exclamatory sentences. For example, may you live long. At times we say, go to hell. Stuff on indeed. Now, go to hell. Ever wondered what kind of sentence is this? This is also optative sentence. Here, this me and you is hidden. I hope it makes sense. Now that we have done 4 sentences, let me give you a quick revision. We did first assertive. What are assertive sentences? An assertive sentence is a sentence that refers to general statement or declarative sentences. For example, I'm a good boy, she is not a good girl, my brother is working hard, he is not taking things seriously. They are all assertive sentences. This was followed by second one, which is interrogative sentences. Now question arises, what are interrogative sentences? Answer is, interrogative sentences are the sentences that refer to questions. They can also be of 2 types. Type 1, single interrogative, and type 2, double interrogative. Question arises, what is single interrogative sentence? A sentence that can be answered in yes or no can be called single interrogative. Why is it called single interrogative? Because it can be answered in a single word. That is either yes or no. How can we identify a single interrogative sentence? They always begin with an auxiliary verb. Like, are you playing here? Can you help me? They are all single interrogative sentences. Now, second type of interrogative sentence is double interrogative sentence. What is double interrogative sentence? The questions that call for explanation is called or are called double interrogative sentences. They always begin with question word or question phrases. This reminds me of a question, dear students. Can you tell me how many types of question words are there? Or how many total question words are there? Think and answer in the comment box if you know. If you do not know, I'm going to tell you the number. Now you tell me what are they. There are total 9 question words. There are total 9 question words. Think of them. Okay. Now after this, we did third type of sentence, which is imperative sentence. What is that? Imperative sentence. Now, what are imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are the sentences that refer to order, request, command, suggestion, and prescriptions. They are again of two types. One is affirmative imperative, second is negative imperative. Affirmative imperative usually begins with V1 plus object. For example, do it now. Please help me. Go there, etc. Negative imperative, they generally begin with oh. They generally begin with what? Don't. Followed by V1 plus object plus other words. For example, don't listen to me. Don't wait there. Don't wait for them, etc. They are all negative imperatives. And this was followed by optative sentence. Now, what are optative sentences? The sentences that refer to wishes, curses, blessings, and prayers. Long live the king, or may the king live long. This is an optative sentence. I hope you understood till here. Now we will move on to our fifth type of sentence, which is, any guesses? Of course, exclamatory sentence. The fifth type of sentence is exclamatory sentence. The name is really very strong, isn't it? Now, what is exclamatory sentence? As the name suggests, the sentence that refers to exclamation is called an exclamatory Now question arises, what is exclamation? It's easy. Definition is really very easy. The sentence that refers to exclamation is called an exclamatory sentence. But what is exclamation? What? You don't know? Oh, easy. Exclamation is nothing but expression of strong emotion. Now, this emotion can be, it has to be strong. It can be emotion of happiness, joy. It can be sorrow or surprise or dismay, disappointment. It can be any kind of expression. Let us take some example. Hurrah! We won the match. Now, if you observe this word, hurrah, what does it indicate about this sentence? The speaker here is overjoyed. This word hurrah suggests what kind of expression? Overjoyed expression of the speaker. That the speaker is extremely happy that their team or his team has won the match. Alas, my friend met with an accident. My friend met with an accident. Now, if you observe this word, now if you see this word, my friend met with an accident is preceded by the word alas. What does the word alas mean here? Again, this is an exclamatory word which shows strong emotion. What kind of emotion do we have here? Of course, the speaker does not feel good about it. The speaker does not feel good about whatever happened. So this becomes what? Expression of sorrow. This becomes what? Expression of sorrow. It is a matter of sorrow that my friend met with an accident. Now, what you can observe in these two sentences, these sentences actually end on a full stop. However, they are preceded by a word, exclamatory word. There is another type of sentence. What is that? Or we can say there is another type of exclamatory sentence which will end on mark of exclamation and begin with question word. Let's see. What Beautiful day it was. Please observe the structure very carefully. Although the sentence begins with a question word and ends on a mark of exclamation. Although it begins with a question word, it is not an interrogative sentence. Observe it carefully. It is followed by an article are, which makes it, what does this water mean here? It shows an adverb of degree. Intense. Shows what? Intense or intensity of the emotion. Now, if you change it into simple sentence or assertive sentence, you will find the speaker exclaimed with emotion that it had been a beautiful day. The speaker exclaimed with surprise that it had been a beautiful day. So, what does this water signify here? It shows the degree of something. I hope it makes sense to you. At the same time, we say how ugly the lady is. Now, what does this how signify? Intensity of this adjective or intense degree of this adjective, that the lady is really ugly or the lady is extremely ugly. I hope it makes sense to you. You are able to understand this. If yes, we'll move on to our next part of sentence. So we saw classification of sentence based on meaning. Here sentences were divided into 5 types. First assertive, followed by interrogative, then imperative, then optative and exclamatory. Let me tell you, my dear students, whatever we speak, whatever we listen to, whatever we think, or what in whatever form you come across a word, an emotion, a feeling, a thought, or any idea, they are not out of these 5 types of sentences. Whatever language you speak, whatever you speak, it will come under these 5 types of language only. So from here you can understand the significance of understanding these 5 types of structures or sentences. I hope you have understood this. If so, we'll move on to the next part, that is classification of a sentence based on structure, which can be further divided into 3 types. They are simple, complex, and compound. Now, in order to understand these 3 types of sentences properly, we need to understand the elements of a sentence, elements of a sentence, or you can also say key elements of a sentence. What are the key elements of a sentence? There are 3 major or 3 key elements of a sentence. What are they? They are first subject, second verb, and third object. What are they? They are first subject, followed by verb, and then this is followed by object. Now, what is a subject? See, very easy. If I write few sentences, my brother is helping Mohan. My brother is helping Mohan. This sentence talks about 2 people. One is my brother and second one is Mohan. And now if we try to observe the relationship between my brother and Mohan, we will have to take help from these 2 words. What are these 2 words? They actually indicate some action. Means the relation between these two individuals lies here. The action was the action. Action is helping, and this action is happening in some point of time, which is indicated by this word. Clear? So action words are actually called verbs. Starting with the second part, second element, that is verb. What is a verb? A verb is a action. A verb is an action verb. Action word, or we can say verb is the word that denotes an action. Yes or no? Was the action here? Help becomes verb, and then this help is preceded by another word is, which actually helps this action by clarifying its time of occurrence. It's by helping it, it is actually helping the main verb by signifying its time of occurrence. So what kind of verb can it be called? Can be called helping verb. Now we can see there can be two types of verb. Main verb that refers to action. Second one is helping verb that helps the main verb by signifying its time of occurrence, means in what time actually the action takes place. Fine. Now we will see two things. One, recipient of action, or on the word or individual on which the action is happening, and second, doer of the action. Second is doer of the action. So who is the doer of action here? Who plus verb? Question. Answer will be doer. And doer of the action is called subject. Doer of the action is called subject. Subject. So who's the doer of the action here? My brother. My brother becomes subject here. And who is the recipient of action? Mohan. Mohan becomes object. I hope it is making sense to you. Yes or no? Okay. Now that we have learned about subject, what is subject? Subject is generally doer of the action. First element. Second element is verb, word or word group that denotes action. Second element, and third, object, recipient of action, yes, these three are the key elements of a sentence. Now that you have understood subject, verb and object, key elements of a sentence. So you must remember, in the very first lecture I told you there was this term clause. After phrase I told you clause. What is a clause? Because if you have to understand simple complex compound, we need to understand the concept of clause. Can anyone tell me what is a clause? In Hindi we call it upvakya. Okay, let me tell you, write this heading which is very important, clause. Very important from academic point of view as well as from competitive examination point of view. It is a part of sentence. It is a part of sentence which comprises what? At least a subject and a main verb. I repeat, what is a clause? A clause is a part of sentence which comprises at least a subject and a main verb. For example, my brother is playing with the ball which your brother has gifted him. Now you see, sentence began with my brother, ended on him. Here we have a full stop. Yes, this is one sentence. But if you observe, this sentence can be divided into two parts. First part is my brother is playing with the ball. And second part, which your brother has gifted him. One you can see it has an independent part. My brother is playing with the ball. And second part, which your brother has gifted him. If we try to divide this sentence using the pair of subject and verb. So first pair we will find my brother and is playing. We get the first pair, my brother is the subject and is playing is the verb. First pair, and second pair, your brother and has gifted. Can you see? So till here, my brother is playing with the ball. Till here, it becomes one clause. It has a pair. It is a part of sentence, as you can see, with one subject and one main verb. Clause 1. This is C1. And you see the conjunction. You might be wondering why I brought it till here or why I'm dividing it from here. Because this is the conjunction. Subordinating one. This is connecting the second clause. Can you see? Your brother, second subject, and has gifted, second verb. This becomes the second clause, C2. I hope you are able to understand the clauses. What are clauses? A clause is a part of sentence which comprises at least a subject and a main verb. As many pair of subject and main verb, as many clauses will be there in a sentence. I hope it makes sense to you. Yes? Okay. Let's take some more examples. Ravi is playing cricket, but his brother is sitting idle. Ravi is playing cricket, one action or one pair of subject and verb. You see conjunction but, and this is connecting what? Another pair of subject and verb. How many clauses do we have here? 2. Clause 1 is Ravi is playing cricket, and clause 2, but his brother is sitting idle. I hope it makes sense to you. If yes, please allow me to move on. Now, we will talk about types of clauses. Types of clauses. Or why types of clauses? Because it is this type of clauses that will define what type of sentence we are going to have. First of all, we have principal clause. We have what? Principal clause. There are 3 types of clauses: principal, subordinating, and coordinating clause. So we will talk about principal clause first of all. Now, what is principal clause? This is also called independent clause. It means only one subject and one main verb. What is principal clause? I'm writing it on a new page. First one is principal clause. Now, what is principal clause? It is a part of sentence which comprises a subject and a main verb. Or it is a part of sentence which comprises only one subject and one main verb. Now that it has only one subject and one main verb, it means it is going to remain one clause, independent clause. My brother is a doctor, or my brother is playing cricket. It has complete meaning on its own. This is a principal clause. The moment I'm going to add, but he does not play it quite often. Now, see, but he does not play it quite often becomes the other clause. What is the principal clause here? The first part. Ravi lives in Mumbai, where his parents were born. Now, if you observe, it has two clauses. First part, Ravi lives in Mumbai, and second part, where his parents were born. If you observe it carefully, you will find subject and a main verb with complete meaning on its own. With complete meaning on its own. So, the part of sentence which has a subject and a main verb with complete meaning of its own is called principal clause. What? Now, what if I remove this? What if I remove this part and write only this much? Where his parents were born. Where his parents were born. Does it have a meaning? Where his parents were born? It has a subject, his parents, and were born, main verb. But does it have a complete meaning? Answer is no. So can it be called a principal clause? Of course not. It cannot be called a sentence as well. Why? Because it does not have complete meaning. So what we have to do for completion of its meaning? We will have to add a principal clause. What are we going to do? Ravi lives in Mumbai. Now you see, this part has complete meaning on its own. However, the other part where his parents were born is meaningless, or it does not have a complete meaning on its own. But the moment we are going to connect it with the principal part or principal clause, it gives a complete meaning. Ravi lives in Mumbai where his parents were born. So now from here we can find out the part of sentence which comprises a subject and a main verb with its complete meaning is called principal clause. However, the part of sentence which comprises a subject and a main verb but it does not have complete meaning of its own. For completion of its meaning, it depends upon the principal clause. It is called subordinating clause and it is usually connected with subordinating conjunctions like where, who, what, how, etc. I hope I'm making sense here. Yes? Perfect. Now we are moving towards coordinating clause. Coordinating clause. Question arises, what is coordinating clause? Very easy. A coordinating clause, as the name suggests, two principal clauses. Two principal clauses. Principal clause. When connected by a coordinating Conjunction. If you remember what are coordinating conjunctions, don't forget fan, boys. If two principal clauses are connected by a coordinating conjunction, the part which is connected by coordinating conjunction is called coordinating clause. Now, what is fan, boys? F stands for, A for and, N for neither nor, B for but, O for or either or, Y for yet, and S for so or therefore. They are called what? They are called coordinating conjunctions. They are called what? They are called coordinating conjunctions. Fine. Now we are moving on. Let's take some example. My brother plays cricket. You see, it has complete meaning on its own. Second, I play football. Think of connecting these two sentences using a coordinating conjunction. What can we say? My brother plays cricket and I play football. Yes or no? So, and I play football will become what? And I play football will become coordinating conjunction. You can also connect it using but. But I play football. What will this but I play football become? Becomes coordinating conjunction. Okay, now I'm giving you some sentences. You need to identify which clause is that. Ravi sings a song which is not known to me. What kind of clause is that which is not known to me? Connected with which is a subordinating conjunction. So what kind of clause it becomes? It becomes subordinating or subordinate clause. Yes or no? Absolutely. My brother lives in Varanasi and my sister lives in Prayagraj. Prayagraj. Okay. What kind of conjunction clause is this? This is principal clause. This is principal clause. And at the same time, if we talk about and my sister lives in Prayagraj, what kind of clause it becomes? It becomes coordinating clause. I hope you are able to understand principal clause, subordinating clause, and coordinating clause. If you have understood these three clauses, understanding simple complex compound becomes very easy for you. Why? See, simple sentence, as the name suggests. Simple sentence or simple sentences, they are the sentences that comprises only one principal clause. For example, Ravi helps Mohan. One subject, one main verb, means one principal clause. What kind of sentence is this? Simple sentence. My brother does not talk ill of anyone. one subject, one main verb. What kind of sentence is it going to be? Simple sentence. At the same time, if we talk about complex sentence, complex sentences must comprise at least, observe the word at least, one principal clause and one subordinate clause. Can it have more than one subordinate clause? Of course, it can have n number of subordinate clause. I always take the example of this poem of class 12, My Mother at 66. If you have observed that poem carefully, you might have found this entire poem is written in one sentence. It is of one and a half page or one and a quarter page, but in one sentence. It means it might be having n number of subordinating clauses. I hope it makes sense to you. Let's take some example. Ravi helps those who help him. One principal clause, one subordinating clause. What kind of sentence is this? This is complex sentence. You can make it as big as you want by connecting multiple clauses. All the bigger sentences with multiple clauses are complex sentences. The name itself suggests complex. Okay, this is followed by third one, which is compound sentence. Compound sentence. Question arises, what is compound sentence? What is a compound sentence? A compound sentence is one which comprises only. Please observe the adverb. In the first one, I said only one principal clause. Second one, at least one principal clause and one subordinating clause. Here I am again saying only one principal clause plus one coordinating clause. For example, my brother is a player or sports person. But I am a slow runner. Now observe this, but I am a slow runner. It's a coordinating conjunction, and here it is a principal clause. A clause connected by coordinating conjunction is called coordinating clause. One principal clause plus one coordinating clause. What kind of sentence is it going to be? It's going to be compound sentence. So let me give you a quick revision of division of sentences based on structure. They are divided into three different types. What are they? They are simple, complex, and compound. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence is one that contains only one principal clause. Means only one subject and one main verb. I live in Mumbai. I live, only one pair. Simple sentence. Complex sentence, it comprises at least one principal clause and one subordinating clause. I live in Mumbai where I spent most of my time. Connected by where? Subordinating clause. I live in Mumbai, principal clause connected by a subordinating conjunction. The sentence is complex sentence. My brother does not know what I do. This what I do is subordinating clause. My brother does not know, principal clause. Both combined becomes complex sentence. Third one is compound sentence. One principal clause plus one coordinating clause. I know English, but my brother does not know. Sentences, compound sentence. I hope you understood it, my dear students. See you in the next class with the next topic, which is going to be very effective and very useful for all the learners of language at any level. Thank you so much for being patient. Bye-bye.